take 5,000 of this video because I can't get it right and my mind keeps drifting because I keep dissociating and breathe. I've got my Turkish tea, I've got my blanket. I can start now, I think. Hello, welcome to my channel where I express all things invisible illness awareness because, well, that's something I'm passionate about as I have a couple conditions, mental health ones and sight loss, rod cone dystrophy. Today I'll be talking about my journey in terms of accepting my condition. I think accepting a condition is really important because that plays a huge part in your recovery. And by recovery, I don't mean wiping the condition out of your system. What I mean is recovery in the sense that you're finding ways to manage your condition or manage what's going on and find coping skills and strategies for a better quality of life. Acceptance is actually the last stage of grief, and I'm bringing grief into this because I believe that a deteriorating condition like mine has brought me grief because it's loss, you know, it's sight loss. The 5 stages of grief was proposed by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her 1969 book on death and dying, which I will link the article in the description below, telling you more about the 5 stages in detail, with one added stage on, which is meaning, which was added by the co-author of that book. And his name was David Kessia. The 5 specific stages don't occur in any specific order. As with everything, everyone experiences things, situations at different times of their life. You know, it could be a different experience for everyone. Whatever situation has affected you, it could affect someone else in a different way, even if it's the exact thing that you have been through, if that makes sense. So to start off, I will tell you the 5/6 stages of grief, and then I will talk about the last 2 in particular that I resonate with most, and give you some advice at the end about accepting your condition. So the first stage is denial, the second stage is anger, the third stage is bargaining, the 4th stage is depression, and the 5th stage is acceptance. The added last stage is meaning. Like I said, I won't go to every single one of them in detail, as all the information you need is basically in the article that I have linked below. But what I will say about all of these stages is that whatever stage that you're at personally, remember that it's a valid stage, and that whatever emotion that you're facing or feeling right now, or whatever challenges that you are facing, that you are going through, think of it this way, that it's almost essential to feel this pain and this anger and this depression and denial. I would say sit with these feelings and work through them, let them happen, because that's only natural. And that's what I love about this model, the 5/6 stages of grief, because it reminds us that it's these stages and emotions and feelings all account to the natural elements of life. Like, it's okay to feel negative emotions if that comes up. I find that a lot of people, I mean, I've done it in the past where I have pushed these negative emotions to the side to find that they come back 10 times harder in the future. So it's better to work through them. It's more sustainable to do that rather than pushing to the side and thinking that you can deal with it when it hits you hard in the future. So going back to acceptance isn't necessarily easy. A lot of people don't reach this point, which is sad, but it is what it is. It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, I've been working on this. I guess I've been working on this subconsciously for years. I mean, I'm only 22 now, and I've been actively working on recovery for the past 3 or 4 years, but I've come such a long way. Although I say recovery doesn't happen overnight, you know, 3 or 4 years can feel like overnight. I speak to people who are way older than me, and they're like, I don't know where my life's just gone. It's just all happened it's flown by. Although it doesn't feel like recovery can happen, or you'll be able to manage your condition. It can happen, and once you reach that point, it's so worthwhile. I was desperate for a cure. I was trying to bargain my way out of it by searching for a future without my condition. I was in denial. I always asked myself, why? Why would this happen to me? How can this happen to me? Why do I deserve this? Why is this happening? I was just like, why? I got depressed. I got suicidal. But little did I know that I had to feel these things, these emotions, these feelings, these thoughts, these events happened to prepare me for my best self in the future. And that best self is still a work in progress, but I am the best version of me today, and that can only go upwards from now. I've hit rock bottom, and I don't want to hit rock bottom again. I think once you hit your worst point, you realize, oh, I can never let this happen to me again. I mean, that's what happened with me anyway. So that motivated me to work hard in my healing journey. And by hit rock bottom, I mean like a suicidal rock bottom, or like I'd suffer from like kidney issues from all the stress. Yeah, there was points where I'd be throwing up from stress. You know, the negativity manifested in its own way and affected my health. Yeah, not nice. I did a lot of research about my condition. I joined Facebook groups. I found hope in others that were going through the same thing. These Facebook groups were specifically for people with my condition or similar conditions. I found inspiration in blind influencers who made me realize that I do want to get better and accept my illness and embrace it like they were doing. And soon after I watched them videos of these blind influencers, and I researched some stuff about them, I realised I wanted to be a role model too, because they changed my life drastically and like made me realise this isn't the end, this is the beginning of something that can be magical. So I took that on board. I followed that sign, and here I am raising awareness and helping people who want to get better, get through their condition and accept it, and encourage them to find ways to manage it. I guess that's where meaning comes in, because through grieving I realised, you know, I actually had a purpose despite the darkness of my condition. I believe that this condition has been almost given to me as a test to see what I can do with it. It's a test to see how I can turn this negative thing into a positive thing, and I've learned that everything really does happen for a reason. Like, looking back and connecting all the dots, this has happened to prepare me for my best self now. I don't really know what I would be doing now if I didn't have this condition. Like, it's given me a lot of purpose and meaning. And you're probably thinking, what on earth is she on? Is she okay? How can going blind be a good thing? But I have thought about it a lot, and I've learned that if I can't control the deterioration of my vision, then I can control what I can do with it, and that is using it to my advantage and helping others and get through their illness and their sight loss deterioration journey. I wanted to also talk about negative thought patterns. It's so easy to think of your condition as a limitation, because you're naturally comparing your condition to the people around you who don't have that condition, who don't think, oh, I can't drive because of my vision loss, I can't go out at night because of my vision loss, I can't do this, I can't. It's so easy to say I can't. When I watched this blind YouTuber, he's not a YouTuber, he's a motivational speaker called Hilton. He was completely blind, is completely blind, can't see anything, and he achieved his dreams of flying a plane. Although that's really dangerous, I always think to that when I say I can't do that, I can't do this. I can't is such a toxic thing to say to yourself. Nothing is impossible. It could be dangerous to fly a plane. I'm not going to fly a plane. Things that I say I can't do, I can do. This man also says that the only limitations you have is the ones that you create yourself. Losing my vision has, 1, given me a purpose to raise awareness for invisible illnesses. 2, inspired me to write incredible songs. Number 3, it's made me adaptable and resilient to change. As things are changing all the time for me. So yeah, that's that. Number 4 is, well, because I'm physically disabled and it affects my mobility, I have a service dog, which I can take everywhere with me, so that's pretty cool. There's like several things that I could say. There's just a few. Basically, although I've hit rock bottom because of this illness, I've also found myself through it. Well, not completely found myself, like I'm still learning and still growing and developing as we all are, but just it's given me meaning. Something I want to add in there is positive thought patterns. That is really important. Like I've mentioned about negative thought patterns and how they can really affect you and your self-esteem and your self-worth, and if you let these thoughts control you, then that is all that you will manifest. And I've been through that. I was just consuming toxicity and I was letting everyone else poison me. I was letting me poison me. So good vibes only. I will link another video down in the description about brainwashing your mind, because that's really cool. That really helped me in my changing my thought patterns. Yeah. That is crucial, like keeping a gratitude journal. Like I always say, when I'm out and about and I see something like amazing, I'm just like, oh my god, that is so cool. I'm so grateful that I can see this or hear this, or I'm so grateful that my legs have taken me here. I think yoga has helped me realise, you know, my body is my temple. Like it does so much for me. It keeps me going. It's held me through the war that I put myself through. So it's being grateful of yourself as well. Your eyes may be deteriorating or have deteriorated, but the rest of your body is still carrying you, which is a really powerful thing to realise. And to end this off, it's getting like colder. I'm just gonna have some tea. Remember that change can happen, and your literal vision may be fading. It may be really dark, but that doesn't mean that it has to affect your vision of your future. The vision of your future doesn't have to be dark as well. If you're really stuck on where to start, so I want to give some advice as well to end this off. And drink Turkish tea, number 1. I'm joking. I've heard that it's really good for you, so you could do that. I would say to start by reading the 5 stages of grief and applying these stages to your journey and just analysing what is going on. And remember that, you know, whatever stage you're at right now, it's valid, like I've said before, and it will prepare you for your best self in the future. And I would say the second thing is joining a Facebook group or multiple Facebook groups about your condition. I've joined many rod cone dystrophy ones, cone dystrophy ones, and retinitis pigmentosa ones, so conditions that are similar to mine in some way. This will help you to talk to people who are going through similar things. It will be less isolating for you, and you will learn how to embrace yourself. And you know, talking about this is empowering, and you will eventually feel less ashamed of it and less embarrassed of it, and accept it as a part of you. I found that expressing my story or my struggles with people who are going through similar things have really helped me. I would say the next thing is to stay connected with people and yourself. That could be through yoga or mindfulness. That's something that really helps me day to day. And be curious, always ask questions, and always be open to trying new things. You know, what might be working for me may not work for you, and that is okay. You have to trial and error these things to find out what is working for you, and it's all worthwhile in the end. It can be frustrating when things don't work out, but I think it's important to praise yourself for trying it in the first place, which can motivate you to keep going and trying other new things as well. It also helps me to keep a journal where I write in daily about what thoughts are coming up and tracking how I feel. These are just like a few things that have helped me. I will also link the specific videos that have helped me in reprogramming my mind from negative thought patterns to positive thought patterns, and the Miles Hilton video I was talking about, the public speech. Yeah, I hope that my advice and my discussion of this topic has helped you in some way. If you think that it would help someone you know, then please do share it with them, and please subscribe. And yeah, I hope this is useful in some way. It's definitely nice for me to talk about it, even if it's to my phone, because these are important things to talk about. By reflecting on how far I've come, it's helped me to realise that whatever thing that I'm going through now, I can manage in the future. So that would be my mental health struggles, for example. So yeah, reflect, be curious, ask questions, talk to people who are going through similar things, join Facebook groups for your specific condition, and remind yourself of the positive things that your sight loss brings. And you might think that there's nothing, but trust me, there will be something if you dive deep enough. Thank you for watching, if you have watched this far, and Casper and I say bye bye. Wait 1 second. Oh, you're here. Hello. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Yeah, look, say hi. Hi. Look, hi. Do you want to say hi? Don't know why you're looking at me. Look at the screen. Bye bye. Cutie.